Bum, 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 bum. Oh, wait. Yes, this goes there. Really like that. But let's go ahead and get into it here. I think I've posted in the places I wanted to post. All right, well, hey, if it isn't Will, how's it going, man? So the thing I'm working on is, this is where I left off earlier today, and it was kind of just in a terrible place to leave off. But the code that worked a year ago, not super surprisingly, but kind of surprisingly for how simple it is, doesn't work anymore. So all I'm doing is connecting to the socket. I think I'm connecting to the socket. Yeah, I'm connecting to the socket, and I guess it's trying to get the highest block, which is something that I actually don't need, because I just need to be able to do things like get the masternode list or whatever, and then be able to subscribe to ZMQ messages. So I think what I'm going to do is actually not use -core lib. However, to get things kicked off, I do want to use -core lib, because I want to see what went wrong and if something's actually broken. So I've got whatever the latest version of -d is on GitHub. That is the latest stable version, whatever latest stable version there is, that's running. And so, I don't know, maybe it is in a bad state. It seems like it's saying that it's progressing, it's accepting stuff. Let me see if I can pull this up. Where is it? Where does it show that? Also, actually, there's something else I need to do. Okay, that's done. Okay, good. Also, my computer's name has changed from Bigoron to Big Goron by mistake, because I went to give it its title case name, and I called it Big Goron, but I didn't want its network name to change to Big Goron. I wanted it to change to stay Bigoron. But now, you'll notice its network name is Big Goron, which, that's a little too on the nose. Oh well. And with us today, we have a little bit of citrus element. Oh, and I need to set a timer because I got about an hour and a half. It's my birthday in 7 minutes. And my daughter wants to give me a birthday surprise in the morning, which means that I need to be up in the morning. So, -core lib is solid. That's not the word I would use. It's got a lot of stuff in there that you can learn from. I'll give it that. But there's Yeah, I've got a couple of errors listening to these events. Let me see if I can pull up exactly where I was at before I left. Was it in here? No. Was it in here? No, I don't think I was messing around with that. I think it's right here. Yeah. And hold on, I'm gonna skip this piece of music here. Try the next one. That one's a little too. All right. So one thing, they're trying to use every single method available on the async lib in every way possible, which at the time, maybe they really did need all of these different patterns, but now, you just put this stuff in a for loop. It's not a big deal anymore. And I might like to clean some of that up. But I'm just going to kind of walk through this. Maybe you will see what is wrong here that I don't see. But I have... Oh, and I'm really excited to check out the... I don't really watch coders or listen to coding podcasts when the stuff that the stuff that I watch and listen to outside of coding, or when I'm not coding myself, is usually Unsolved Crime or Brandon Sanderson. But I'm looking forward to checking this out and see it work and see where we can go with it. And it looks like, is that Bash? It looks like there's some Bash in there. Oh, you're live right now. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Anyway, so if the spawn is set, then dash core lib, whatever. So here's what I would like to do. Let's see if I was gonna. I might actually try to get a PR in for this. I've got some PRs in work for dash D RPC. Just getting rid of async from that in favor of native promises. Okay. So what's the opposite that's going to happen here? So it should be doing the connect. I'm actually not 100% sure that it is trying to do the connect. I didn't have my check in the right place because this is in the modules folder. So oops. There we go, that's a little bit easier to read. And this should be next return, because it is not returning. Next. Same thing here. And this is, does this have its own next? Okay, this has return next. If error. Where's the other next? Next. Okay. Debug error. Debug connect. I should put a debug spawn. I want to say I know this isn't happening, but you never know what's happening until you do a sanity check. All right. Let's see here. So this has got a map, and I am a little confused about this because it's calling next here. Should it be calling next here, or should it be calling next? It seems like a weird place for it to be calling next, because it's going to be calling next multiple times. Is that correct? That doesn't look correct to me. I could be wrong. I may not understand how this works. But I would expect next to be basically a done function that only gets called once, and then it performs the next operation in the series or errors out. That's what I would be expecting to have happen. So this is going to spawn, it's going to win, it's going to lose, it's going to go next. And then this one is going to try this. If it can't do it, it's going to do next. This seems wrong to me. I just can't see how this makes sense. Because I map over the connect options. It's going to do its bind. It's going to run the function. If it gets an error, it's going to go next. That makes sense. But is it going to be calling this every single time? That looks like a bug to me. And unless we're saying that this is not really building a series, it's building a tree. Because if we're saying it's building a tree, I can get behind that. But that's different from building a series, and the name of it is series, which would make me think that the next would go here. That logically makes sense. Or maybe if you call async, I mean, it could be doing one of those weird things like React does where it has global state that you don't see. And so every time you invoke it, the parent level state knows that it's invoked. And so it could know that because it's calling map that next act. I don't like that stuff at all though. I really don't like that, but maybe that's what's happening. But again, if you have to know the internal, if in order to read the code, you must know internal implementation details or have blind faith because so-and-so told you this is what you're supposed to do, no bueno. All right, let's look down here. So if error, and again, now this one's called callback all of a sudden. What's that about then? Okay, callback was the original. So it's going to call the callback multiple times? That just doesn't smell right to me. Now, I also have the belief, however, that generally speaking, people only use connect once. So I imagine, let's see, after this callback, it's going to do this. It's going to push the nodes. Oh, I see what's happening here. I see what's happening. So this is running this connect process once per each, and then after they've all completed or one has errored, then it goes to this. That's kind of confusing though. Okay, let's see. Let me know if you want to start working on the passive blacklist presentation. Put a feeler for it in the chat right now. Some people are active. I think that would be better as a mini presentation than as the main presentation. Or it needs to be expanded into more general security practices. Because in of itself, the concept seems pretty simple and also kind of niche. And for Stack.js, I want to see presentations that I want there to be niche to them, but a certain breadth, a certain depth, a certain niche. And that presentation, from the abstract of it, I feel like it's too niche. If you could broaden it out to add more stuff to it, I think it could be good. Or if you could help me understand how it's more generally beneficial. It might actually pair well with next month's presentation on fuzzing, because I don't know that one needs to take a full block. And so if we had two presentations, then that would work. But I think that as you described it, I think that one would make more sense as a smaller presentation than as a full presentation. You tell me what you think, Will. Yeah, yeah. We can talk off stream. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, self nodes push. All right, so now I understand what this is doing. It's just one of those things where let's do this. Let's say done and done. Was used before it was defined. That should be fine, but whatever, we can flippy doodle it. I don't even know if I'm going to make a PR out of this. This is just refactoring to help me read at this point. All right, then init chain. So it's going to init the chain after it's connected, and then it's going to do the callback. And then we're going to try to do a get best block hash. And again, don't return if you're not returning. Okay. Get block hash, get block, get best block. So why would this be going again and again and again? I don't get it. Debug, best block, error. Why is this starting over and over and over again? So this is block error, and this is block hash error. Oops, it should be block. And then get raw block error. But I don't even think I'm getting there. Genesis buffer, emit, ready. So we never get to this. This never happens. Also, I think we could flatten this out to got best block. Flatten out the pyramid of doom a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of this we could just do with promises, and it would be a lot simpler. Callbacks and classes really, really don't mix. In general, async and classes don't mix. Which is especially not in JavaScript. Seems kind of weird. Okay. Got raw block. This is the kind of thing where it needs that series thing from above, right? Okay, so I think now if I run this again... Well, let's see. Console.log debug got best block hash. Debug got block. We're going to figure out where this thing disappears, where it ghosts. Got block hash. And then got raw block. So now whether it's an error or whether it's a success, it should log. And so this check state, this never fired. Oh, it never fired because it never got to that point. Because it's got this dependency relationship that I don't think is correct. I think you should be able to listen for ZMQ messages before you have the best block, but I don't know. Maybe there's something internally that it really does depend on it that way. Have a good stream. Let's have a lunch. Yeah. Yeah. What are you coming down towards the Provo area anytime soon? Smaller prezo would work. Cool. Yeah. And maybe we can have another dash lunch. Just gotta... Well, I mean, we can independently have it. You and Jojo and I could just go, but I bet Ryan would like to come too. Alright. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna skip this one too. Now, what I need... There's a server that I was working on. This server is the server I'm working on. Okay, so if I just go to the next one here... The ready never fires. I never get an error, and the ready never fires. So, let me try again. Let's see what we get to this time. And again, I don't think that I actually need this anymore. Ah... Okay, so I think... This could be that I screwed up the logic. But I think that it's the opposite. I think that I exposed a bug in the logic. Because you can clearly see here in spawn... Ah. So config should have been passed through to spawn. No. I think I'm logging out the config. I'll have to go check. But you can see that part of the problem was that it seems like it didn't... Well, no, this could have just been me. I think I actually made that problem happen just from a typo. Let's see if I can get... Was it this one? If not spawn... Ah, there we go. Yeah, that was okay. That was just a typo on my part. So nothing revelatory. Alright, so here we are. Get best block. Load tip. Get best block. Load tip. But, so here's the weird thing. Where's the error? It's retrying, but I don't see any evidence of an error. And if I look over here, somebody tell me if this is wrong, but it says that, is that not? Yeah, that's right now. By the way, it is officially my birthday as of 15 minutes ago. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. Because if we want to go official, it would be to the hour that I was born, and I don't know when that is, but it was sometime between the night and the morning, I think. I think it was before 12 p.m. and after 12 a.m. Woot woot.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake.
All right. Those are my best birthday sound bites. New best. Update tip. New best. Update tip. New best. So it's just sitting here and it's running this over and over and over again, but why? Load tip from node. Okay, so I was barking up the wrong tree there. Hold on, let's back up. All right, let's try to figure out what the logic is on this one. These two are exactly the same. So if error that so that's all we need. And then these are exactly the same, right? So tomato, potato, which one do we take? We just take one of them. We don't need to take both of them. Alright. D, get best block. Error. I think this is basically an assert. Time 60. Start retry interval. Exit shutdown equals true. Oh. 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 Is that our bug? Oh, this should be it right here. Okay, yeah, this should be it because we're not okay. Okay, this is the real one. It's probably duplicated where it doesn't need to be. Okay. Debug load tip. And we should see what it actually tries to do. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. RP strict, what? Oh. Okay. So this would just be... That's what we'd be looking at there. So we're saying if it's undefined, then it should be true. If it's null, then it should be true. But if it's false, it should be false. And if it's true, it should be true. So nullish coalescing. There we go. And then we could do RPC ops. Yay! Finally. Connection refused. What? Where's it getting that IP address? What is that IP address? What? Oops. I am a little bit confused here. Oh! Oh! I can't believe I didn't see this before. Okay, so this is much better now. We definitely need to... All right, okay. Okay, so I had put in an intentionally bad host name earlier because I was looking for a rejection error. So you can see here, I didn't notice this until just now, but you can see here I've got a bad password that's not going to work, and I have a bad IP address that's not going to work. Now in the other test I was doing, in the other folder, I had it correct. But in this one, I made it intentionally bad because I was literally, this is what I was looking for, was some sort of error. So I think that I will update this. So econ refused. Yeah. All right, cool, cool. All right, that kind of solves the problem. Well, maybe. That'll lead us to the next problem. So where's that 28 at? And there's probably more than one place where this needs to be put in, but... Let's see, where was the error? Okay, much better. Best block hash. Error. Okay, so the default behavior should be to show the error message. There's probably some magic I can use to get non-enumerable properties of an object. But I don't know what that magic is off the top of my head. I don't know if I've ever used it before, because I try not to do non-enumerable properties, because they suck. Non-enumerable properties suck. Alright. This stuff is such garbage. Please don't use these things. Keep your programs simple. Realize that only idiots are going to look at your code. And one of the idiots who has to look at the code is you. Never swallow errors. What is it? Underscore proto? Obviously, the keys came from somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out where these came from. Oh, that's terrible. Look, Erno, right here. Econ refused. So, how... Ah. No? That's fine. This is a test file. Where is the error being swallowed away? That's fine. We could try Erno. I'm very, very confused. Okay, fine. Okay. Error message -RPC. So this might be a place where it's gone wrong. Looks like the only place where it could have gone wrong is right here, actually. Okay, receiving. Request error e-message. Okay, rec on. Got it. Okay. All right, I have to look at that. Okay, so that begs the question, what is negative 28? Okay, let's try this again. We can try... Okay. All right, let's go to dash D. Dash core lib. Let's see if we can get this sunk. Fast forward, good. Is that the one that we're looking in? Is it this one? No, dash core node. But wait, there will be more. Okay, I've got about 10 minutes left. I can extend this a little further if I need to. I would like... well, I don't know if we're going to get the whole thing right now. Just honestly. Okay, get switch dash C. Fix. Dropped. Don't drop errors. This is retarded. What? In what world do you want to ignore errors by default? What are you smoking? I'm hitting it so fast I don't even feel it. The M. The VI. I don't even know how I hit the M. It's so reflexive. Oof. Oof. That pisses me off that there's a test to make sure that errors are ignored. That is not okay. It's just redonkulous. Okay. They should have a school for programmers. Teach them the basics of logic, how to check for errors, how to name variables. Oh, time's up. Okay, give me another 20 minutes. Whoa, don't fall off the edge. Let's see, retry. Stopping. 60 seems a bit much. Really? It's not anywhere in the documentation. It's one of those things where if you know, you know. Oh, I get more and more curmudgeon-y every day. I would do better to be a more positive person. A more inviting and kind and loving person. But I work with computers and they do what I tell them to do, and I don't understand how other people don't get that if you tell a computer what to do, it's going to do it! Ah! It's going to follow your instructions, what you tell it to do, not what you want it to do. It's not a mind-reading device. It's a rational, do what you tell it to do device. If you tell it to ignore the errors, it's going to ignore the errors. Why would you do that? What kind of monster? I mean, we all make mistakes, right? Typos, bugs, I get it. But when you write a test for bad logic, when you write a test to enforce that the program will fail, how do you write a test to guarantee that the program fails? Like, if somebody fixes it, it would break the test. How does that one slip through the cracks? So for this one error, we want to print out a warning message. But on every other error, for the error that we know about, we want to print out a warning message. But for errors that we have no idea what they are, just ignore them. No. You throw unexpected errors. You warn unexpected errors or whatever. If it's an expected error and you need to throw, you throw. But you certainly do not ignore unexpected errors. That is not okay. That's a no-no. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. If it returns true, the retry attempts will continue. All right, let's check this out. I guess, okay, I take it back. Because this test is actually testing something different. Okay, alright. I take it back. I take it back. My error may have been in vain. This may actually be a mistake. This may not have been intentional. Because the test isn't accounting for the behavior of the retry function. So maybe no one who's ever used this has ever accidentally put in the wrong IP address or password. Or maybe the behavior of async retry changed. Because the test is sane. The test, well, I don't know that I can say that, but I could see how the test could be sane because it's testing that a certain error gives a warning, but it's not actually excluding real errors from having an error. So this could be okay. Good golly gosh, by the way. Since using git switch and git restore, oh, so much simpler. I love it. It doesn't actually help with rebasing. I thought it did for some reason. I don't remember why. But git switch is the functionality of git checkout, but just for branches and commitishes. The technical term is a commitish. A branch, a tag, or a commit hash. It's a commitish. So git switch works on commitishes, including creating new branches, and git restore works on files. All right. Perhaps due to a change in the behavior of async.retry, or perhaps by some other means, all errors except warnings are silenced on startup.
Still having nightmares, I see.
Such as a wrong password, or host name, or IP address, or port. Will just sit there without any feedback to the user. Very confusing. This changes the behavior so that the warning is logged and then ignored, but unexpected and fatal errors will throw. If there are other non-fatal errors, then they can be added to the oops. I really should figure out who works on what, because I know some people's names, but I really don't know what anybody does. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, oh darn. I'm going to give myself 5 more minutes. You know, the problem with all these timers is they all stop working. I don't know why. So I have analog timers and I have digital timers, and I prefer the analog timers. I like the visual timers where you can see the red or the blue or the green or whatever color it is, and then it goes in. But the problem is, and they all have this problem, and the buzzer timers have this problem. All analog timers have this problem, and I feel like this is a problem that is not a problem that needs to exist in the world. It seems like a marginal problem that it should be easy to construct margins within which this problem doesn't happen. But on the twist up timers, one thing that you do need to know that is not immediately obvious is that you actually need to wind up the timer all the way and then turn it back. Because there's a difference between the mechanism that you're using to wind the bell, the alarm, and then the mechanism that you're using to set the alarm. And at first blush, it can seem like they're the same mechanism, but they're actually not. But happens with those two, the timer can unwind all the way and then not trigger the bell. Because it can, I don't understand how this can happen. I'd have to take one of these things apart and look at it, because it seems like this shouldn't be possible. But it can get to the point where the timer itself gets to 0 and then doesn't trigger the bell. And then I've got one of these visual timers. It's got a digital flash. Now, the visual timer can't fail in of itself unless it just fails completely, because it always gets down to a sliver next to 0, but occasionally it doesn't hit 0. And it's just right next to 0. And I don't understand it. It seems like we should be able to have a margin of error within, say, I don't know, 30 seconds, that it never doesn't fire, either if it's mechanical with the bell, or if it's analog with the digital light. Especially that one. That one seems like that'd be really easy to get things right. You could have I don't know. I don't know what it would be, but it seems like that should not be hard. Or it could be that I just saw it 30 seconds early and that it actually hadn't gone off, and this one does work perfectly. But it seems like several times I've looked down and it's been at 0, and I don't know how long it's been at 0, but it seems like it's been at 0 longer than, I don't know. Anyway, okay, so this is good. I kind of want to save the work that I did here. Really, just these files, somebody just needs to run the linter on them, or not just the linter, but run the formatter on them. Just run the formatter on them so that anybody can contribute easily without having to fight against their editor. Just put the rules for what the editing, the commas, the semicolons, just put the rules in the code base. Maybe I'll do that now too, actually. Oh, I don't know where that went. No, I'm not going to do it right now. But at some point, just put prettier in there and just have it run on the code automatically. Just this is a pet peeve of mine. I understand that 15 years ago, we didn't have a good tool for this. I don't know if we had a good tool for this 10 years ago, but we have good tools for this now. The white space just should not be a programmer problem. Just should not be. Just shouldn't be. Managing spaces and tabs and returns is not a problem that someone should be spending brain cycles on, except for the person that's writing the formatting tool. And the person who's voluntarily wasting brain cycles by changing the defaults of that formatting tool. I mean, that's their own problem. That's their own neuroticism. But it's contained neuroticism. Ooh, transferred 85K at 50 megabytes a second. Nice. All right, so let's go in here and let's change this back to not bad values. It's weird that even tried. I wonder how it interpreted that IP address, because I was expecting a hard failure. It could not parse IP kind of thing. All right, so what do we get now? I'm a little confused. Oh, I know what's going on. So previously I had the wrong settings on the server. I had the correct settings in the config file, but the wrong settings on the server. I had changed the settings in the config file to be incorrect so that sanity check, do I get an error message? I wasn't getting any error message. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand at what point there was or wasn't a failure. Because I wasn't getting any feedback, I went and I tried on the server side. Then, having tried on the server side, excuse me, having tried on the server side and figured out that there was a misconfiguration there, I came back here. Now, I still had a misconfiguration in both places. I fixed that misconfiguration, but never was able to get any of the feedback, left the wrong password, still wasn't getting any feedback. Okay, so now we're good. So, last thing, because this is really good. We're in a good place, and the timer's going off. So, I may have just griped a little too early on that. It may have just been that the sliver was right at 0, and my eye happened to catch it as the sliver was at 0, and it just didn't go off. Or it may have not gone off, and it may have been that when I reset it, and then it went back the second time, it went at this time. But my time's up. My time's up. I need to go to bed. Crazy thing is, I want a Mountain Dew before I go to bed. I don't know if I should do that, or if I shouldn't do that. I certainly could do that. Anyway, tomorrow, I kind of want to force myself to take some time to play some Tears of the Kingdom. I've been wanting to play. All my friends are ahead of me. Some of my friends have pretty much beaten the game to, varying degrees, because you can technically beat the game very early. I don't know if I even want to beat the game. I think I just want to go do quests. Because my understanding is that the end of the game is incredibly tedious, but not incredibly rewarding. The end of Breath of the Wild was just stupid. It was dumb. The end boss. The end boss. But they didn't... In Tears of the Kingdom, it's not difficult. The bosses aren't difficult. They're just tedious. And so there's a big difference. There's a big difference between challenging and tedious. You pretty much can't die fighting the wind boss. It's almost impossible to die fighting the wind boss, the wind temple boss. But it's very tedious to fight the wind temple boss. You could not win. Not that you would lose, but just not win, if that makes sense. You could run out of things that you need. So it's tedious, but not challenging. And it's better than Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, the bosses were neither tedious nor challenging. They were 30 seconds and you're done kind of thing. Okay, so what do I need to do here? there is still something that I want to try. And I think I may right now. So we should be able to create a -D2. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up. That's taking a long time. Okay. That's good. All right, so I think we need to go to root here. All right, so curl, well, apt install -y git curl fish screen htop vim 1 2 3 4 5 6. Is that all of them? I think so. Oh, I probably should do apt update first. Net tools. It's so slow. How to set up an Ubuntu mirror. We need to get an Ubuntu mirror so that we can use that 10 gig network rather than having to go over the internet to mirrors. Okay. Okay. Somebody, I didn't think anybody actually run into this, but somebody ran into the problem with if Jojo is up, he can help set the correct env. I think I have to go. that's... I need to put that on our to-do list for BNNA. Hold on. There's a number of things I need to do to our instances there. Okay, what was I gonna do though? I was gonna do specifically. I was going to. Oh, I started up another instance, right? Okay, I started up another instance. I got things installed. I'm gonna do webby ssh add user. Well, actually, I think I have to do curl. I'm not sure if I have to do it this way or not, but we're gonna do it this way. Okay, so now, getting out of there, and then I'm going to do app. Now I'm going to do webby-d. Okay, so next time I need to get the Webby installer back up because I have it. I'm going to get logged into beta Webby real quick. We didn't push this, but I believe Will gave it a review. So, I think that it's ready to go now, because now it's got a proper review. Okay, now there we go. Webby-d. Wait, hold on. Export Webby host. Oh, okay. I logged out. We're going to need a little bit better on this. I need to go back to this one. Was this one? All right, we're going to copy the config. That's so weird. Why is that? Why is it doing the badonkadonk? What in the world is going on? Oh, is it? No? What? Hold on. What is going on? Copy. Well, I never have to copy because... Oh, maybe it's because it's screen? Paste? Okay, that. Whatever. Whatever. Oh. I need to add datadir to -d2. So we're going to go to resources and we're going to add a mount point and we're going to make it a biggin. So good old 75 gigs. Mount dash core maybe? Dash data. Block vol. And no, we're not going to back this one up. And that should be good. And then we should be able to just delete this one. Whatever. Okay. So we need to make dir block vol dash core. I'll probably have to kind of sudo that and sudo chown app. Alright, and then mount block vol dash core. Actually, let's run this again now. Huh. Must be a typo here. Okay. Weird. Something's gone wrong there. I think I have an idea how this could have gone wrong. Okay, so I got that. I got that fixed. Fix it there. And let's check and see if it worked. Failed. Okay. Not too unexpected. Would have been nice if it had worked. Let's see why it failed, if we can. If I scroll up. I bet it's because some directory doesn't exist that ought to. Wallets or something like that. Oh. Duh. I wonder if I can use zeros here. Let's try that. So just say bind whatever address you find in this subnet. Okay, there we go. Did I just done that when I should have behind that? Interesting. It seems like there ought to be some sort of mechanism for this, but I don't know what it is. I could bind on 0000, but I don't necessarily want to do that. This doesn't have a public IP address, so it's not a problem if I did. But I'd like... Okay, that's looking good. Alright, so then what I want to do over here, this is my last thing. Is I want to change these then to 4. And... oh, that was wrong. That's okay. That one was... that. Why did I not get an error about that connecting? Because that couldn't connect. So I shouldn't have gotten a ready. I should have gotten a fail. Oh, this is frustrating. So there's another error somewhere else I need to do. So I'm just going to give myself a to-do. Because I need to figure out why that didn't throw an error like it should have. Wait, it shouldn't be able to do that. The block height isn't even synced. How is it going to get a good tip? Okay, so this is wrong. It's not starting when it shouldn't. I think I just had some confusion about what start means, because start could mean either connect or exec. And at the time that I put this in here, I thought that start meant exec. All right, so I've got some to-dos for tomorrow. I got plenty of to-dos for tomorrow, but it's time for me to go. So thanks for tuning in. Catch you later. Adios.